Hey there, this is Prentice Rhodes Coaching. And today, what I wanted to talk to you about is we're developing a fitness program, fitness protocol, or whatever lifestyle change you want to make. You have an outcome. You go through the process, you set up a goal. You set up a goal and you make sure that it's specific, actionable, uh, time sensitive, relevant to what you want to accomplish. All of the things, simple, smart goals process. Now, I used this word a couple times already, and that word is process. And when we practice our goals or we work toward our goals, we want to achieve the outcome. But what I want you to think about a little more is the process and how you get there. And this is going to require a little bit of a shift. Now, don't get me wrong, outcomes are important. The outcomes are the ways that measure, you measure the success of the processes so that you can, first of all, hit those milestones and then create new goals so that you can keep progress. And one thing that I want you to think about is that if we're solely outcome oriented, that leads us down a path. We're always going to chase what's new. One day we're doing one program, and then the next day we're after 30 days or so, we're doing another program. So it's very difficult to do something sustainable if we're always in the what next? What next? It's 30 days. I've lost 30 pounds in 30 days, or I'm doing 3 weeks to my best 5K. And we're always in that what next mentality. Also, the thing about outcomes that I want you to think about is what are you willing to do? Are you willing to do anything even though it's not beneficial for you? For example, if the outcome that you want to have is to run a certain amount, are you willing to take something performance enhancing, maybe not something very legal, to help you get to that goal? If your goal is fat loss, are you willing to take drugs, medication things that have been proven to have negative side effects just to achieve that end? And most of you maybe would say, no, that's not a very good idea. That's not going to be safe. The risks to reward doesn't really stack up. So what I want you to do is just think about the processes that get you there. How would you do these things? How would you set up your life to make these processes more of a lifestyle? Are you setting up a schedule? Are you creating a habit of training every day? Are you meditating every day, working on the stress? Are you setting up that? For example, I know that 3 days a week I'm going to train, whatever that is, uh, weightlifting, calisthenics, gymnastics drills, whatever that is you want to do. I'm setting that up, and no matter what, I'm going to stick to that schedule. Now, I'm completely aware that life gets in the way, but still, if you have 10 minutes to do an abbreviated part of that, are you thinking about that process, that process that's going to take you to that outcome? Another part of the process is learning. A lot of the things that you may want to do in the weight room, in the gym, or elsewhere requires a lot of skill. And skills that aren't necessarily attained in 30 days. So part of the process is getting something out of that skill work every time, doing the learning. Are you getting the movements down? Are you learning through practicing your mobility and stability work and then feeding that into the movement? Are you getting some learning to make yourself more efficient? Getting some efficiency in the process is going to bring you to that outcome. Are you focusing on your meals and recovery? Not grabbing survival food. And again, been guilty of that. Been guilty of that one or two times, but that's an exception. That's not the rule. Are we grabbing survival foods, or are you doing what's popularly known as the perimeter? Are you eating the perimeter foods in your grocery store, which consist of things that are grown and then harvested and that sort of thing? Are you thinking about your recovery as part of the process? A lot of the things that we do in the training hall, those processes are your muscle is built, your body makes more of what it needs at rest, not necessarily in the training program or when you're at the point of contact in training. So what I challenge you to do is, through your outcomes and your goal setting, think about getting as much as you can out of the process. Think about creating the habits so that this is something that you can just do every day. And then through creating the habits, your outcomes are going to come. And then once you hit that outcome, it's easier to recalibrate. Then it's just a matter of changing some variables here or there, adding something more advanced to take advantage of your new skill. And then that's the way in which you'll be able to sustain a long-term training program, long-term practice for years to come. So that's it for now. Be sure to leave your comments, and I'll see you over on the Facebook page. Okay? Train smart.